9 lines on the top of the Omed, Mem Daled Omed Beis. We learned that the Mishnah, this is the Mishnah Nida, the Mishnah says, Kol Sheton Broche Le'achov, anything that needs a broche after you do it, so also needs a broche tone, also a broche lefonov. You also need to make a broche lefonov. And v'yesh is sheton broche lefonov. You have to make a broche beforehand. Or v'ein ton broche le'achov. You don't have to make a broche after it. Now explains the Gemara Bishloime. Lerav Yitzchok Barav Dimi. What we learned in this Mishnah, what we just learned now in Nida, what it comes in mind. So lefi Rav Yitzchok Barav Dimi, le'afuke yarke. That means yarke. Not only yerek, also, as we said yesterday, maye. We make on it a broche beforehand, and we don't make a broche afterwards. Yes, we learned yesterday that in Nochoname lefi Rabbi Yitzchok Barav Dimi. And the same thing also, Rabbi Yitzchok, Nochoname can explain the sefer also, le'afuke maye. You make a broche beforehand, and you don't make a broche after that. So Rabbi Yitzchok also the same thing, le'afuke maye. Rav Poppe that says that in Nochoname you make a broche on everything also, brocha achroino, what it comes to come to be mafkia this, le'afuka, what comes to mafkia the Braisa over here. Says the Gemara, what thing, the safe over here comes to mafkia, and for the Gemara, what it comes to mafkia is le'afuka mitzvahs. Mitzvahs, you make a brocha, birkas ha-mitzvahs. You make a brocha before you make a mitzvah, but you don't make a brocha after you do the mitzvah. So for example, if we have a mitzvah of lulav, right? Or tzitzis, or whatever the mitzvah is. In Ochaname, we do a brocha before, and before you put it on any birkas mitzvahs. But after that, you're not going to make a mitzvah. And that in Ochaname is the miut, what we come to remember it. It's dafke birkas mitzvahs, so you make a brocha beforehand, and you don't do a brocha afterwards. That in Ochaname is going to be the miut.
Well, the birkas Torah you do when you get called up to the Torah.
That's what it's not a birkas mitzvahs.
Well, I don't know, isn't it? Why not?
What is it? It's not a birkas mitzvah, it's birkas shvach. Birkas mitzvah we're talking about over here. Birkas mitzvah is not a birkas. This is not part of the. It's not birkas mitzvah. It's not birkas mitzvah. So you know, Choname for the Gemara. So lechoy le'afuka mitzvahs. Even though if you should ask already, so you should ask from Halal. You should ask from Megillah. Halal, we see that you make a bracha later on. Megillah, we make a bracha after it. The Rishonim already on all over here. The Rishonim in Nida and Brachot Aleph, where the Mishnah is more down. The Rishonim say that Halal and Megillah, it's a takone. So Nochoname, it's not the mitzvah, it's a takone. Some say Nochoname, some Rishonim say that by Halal in Nochoname, it's a birkas hashvach. What the bracha, what we say after Halal, it's not a birkas mitzvahs, it's a birkas hashvach. Well, for the Gemara, there is a Gemara that Yerushalmi, it says that in Bnei Ma'arove, that's what the Gemara brings, that in Yerushalmi also it says that when they would come and take off the tefillin, they would make a bracha. Says the Gemara, with Bnei Ma'arove, yeah.
What was the hanor from the mitzvah? What was the happening in the Gemara?
No, because you say kol. Kol in Nochoname is any. Kol shetom bracha lefonov, tom bracha lachov. And kol in Nochoname, the Gemara understands that kol is also because of mitzvahs. Says the Gemara, Libnei Ma'arove, the bossa the mesalki tefillah, after they come and they take off the tefillin, they would also come and make a broche. The bossa the mesalki tefillah mevocha, they would make asher kedishonim b'seisha v'sivanu lishmoy chukov. Why? Because there's a pasuk in Pashas Boy. Pasuk says, "V'shomarto es achuka azois miyomim." And we darshan the Gemara Menachos, the Gemara Neiruvin, the Gemara darshan yomim veloi leilos. We darshan over here that tefillin can be only by day and not at night. So we learn out from this that in Choname the zman of tefillin is only by day and not at night. Mimele, when you come and you were moving it before night, betzem you're keeping over here the v'shomarto. You're keeping over here the v'shomarto. Mimele in Choname you see that what they do. What the Bnei Bavel, what's learning they are going in the Pasuk? So they learn in the Pasuk that V'shomarto is a chukah azois, in Nochoname it's a chukas ha-Pesach. It's talking about chukas ha-Pesach, it's not talking about the chukah of tefillin. Inochename, I think I saw ones that say that Ayoim, there is Achronim who say that there was a certain minhag to start to be choilet tefillin, and when we say Lishmor chukov, in Nochoname, when we come and say Yubol Etzion Goyen, so in Nochoname, so in Nochoname, so the Rosh Hashanah is brought down, but in Nochoname is brought down every day. Nochoname Yubol Etzion, they would come and start to remove only the krichos around the fingers, and then the Shel Rosh after the Kaddish Tiskabel. Because it says in the halacha you shouldn't come to remove the tefillin after Kaddish Niskaros. To start to remove the tefillin, so in Ochoname they would come and do it as a siman. To this they would come and do it also in the Uvalatzion when we say Velishmoil. Yeah, Velishmoil Chukov. Ochoname the lashon of the Velishmoil Chukov they would come and move the tefillin. Ochoname because this the Bnei Ma'arov. Says the Gemara.
Some mitzvahs that the Bnei Ma'arov did. Why did they do it? Bossad and the Salokit V'Layil. They should have made the bracha before they took.
Oh, the tzlach fragt the Shaila. The tzlach in Ochoname Mishlo Nideh fragt the Shaila in Ochoname Bossad and the Salke. They should do it not le Bossad and the Salke before they started to do the Siluk in Ochoname. As I fragt. Zog the Gemara. Zog die Gemara, lichoire, so früher, we still, Bnei Ma'arov, the one that said, Lafuke Mai, so the Gemara, Lafuke Reichnet, that on the Reach, we make a bracha only beforehand, and not afterwards. And in Ochoname, the reason is, as we mentioned in Ochoname Motzi Shabbos, the reason why we do a bracha Rishoina on Reach and not a bracha Achroina, because a bracha Rishoina on Reach, okay, a bracha Achroina is because it's Anoim Muetes. And that's the Rashi need it. Rashi says that the Reach it's Anoim Muetes, and therefore we say in Ochoname only Birkas Bracha Rishona, not Bracha Achroina. There's another reason, as we said, because in Ochoname it's like a Mozon Shemisakel B'Meir. When a person comes and he eats, so after he eats, he's satisfied. So after he's satisfied, he makes a bracha because he feels he's that. But once if he's over the Zman equal 72 minutes, he doesn't make a bracha anymore. Reach, straight away when he eats it, smells it, in Ochonam is like where they misakel. That's it. So he doesn't make a bracha. What do we mention? Motzi Shabbos, the Chazon Ish fragt of them, as we said from the man. And this mashal he didn't make a bracha. As we can see in Ochonam this week, he made a bracha on the man. So in Ochonam we're going to go back to the teretz of Anoim Muetes, what Rashi brings in the Gemara Nida. Says the Gemara. Omar Rabbi Yanai. Omar Rav. Kol shu kabeitze, anything what is the size of an egg, as Rashi says, ein lecho min machal shu kabeitze shloitei beitza toiv al aguf imenu. The best thing what you can put in an egg, the size of an egg, is an egg. Anything when you take in the size of an egg is better than it. Kol shehu kabeitze, beitza toiv imenu. Ki ose Ravino Omar, Have biase, good to have an egg. Megulgalte, that means in Ochonam it's roasted. From what? Megulgalte, says Rashi, it's roasted, but not exactly roasted till the end. It's a little bit still lachoverako, says Rashi. So what's better than even mishite kaise sulte. From 6 kaise is a lug of soiles. Kiyos Rav Dimi Omar, Tave biase megulgalte. Mishite matvise. That means from 6 matvise. Matvise is in Ochoname 4 kaise. That's the shiur. It's a little bit less. Why? Says the Gemara, because me'arba mevushalte. That means Ochoname matvise is better than mevushalte because if it's Rashi says it's sluyo till the end. That means in Ochoname sluyo koshe toiva me'arbo kaise. But in Ochoname, if it's mevushalte, if it's cooked in water, on this Rabbi Yanai said kol shu kabeitze beitza toiva imenu. But lebar mi bisre chutz from meat. Meat in this size is better than a egg. Some explain over here al pi drush that what's the kabeitze toiva imenu. In Ochoname it's talking about beye. It's talking about in Ochoname what the avelim get. So the best thing is a kabeitze. It's beitze toiva imenu. In Ochoname the best thing is like an egg. What's the mile of an egg? An egg is round. And Nochanama we have round without a peh, as the Gemara says, right? Ain't no peh. The best thing is Nochanam to keep quiet. The best thing is to keep quiet without a peh. Okay, the Gemara. I will give you a filo ochal shelek, even if he ate in Nochanam shelek, as we said, cooked or boiled vegetables, it's also going to come and make a bocha. Why? Because it's masbia. For eating a more meek and mide, they have a shelek mezoine. She doesn't say what that vegetables are going to come and going to be satisfying. But they're clear, the Yerokos are not satisfying. Says the Gemara, yes. Omar Ravashi bekelach, the stalk of the shelkruv shonu that in Ochonam that's eaten in Ochonam and is satisfying. Tonu Rabbanon. Says the Gemara. Now, before we start the Gemara over here, important to know is the Achronim bring it down. The Yam Shel Shloima in Chulin Perek Ches Simen Yud Beis. Says the Yam Shel Shloima. All of the refuas, what we have in the Gemara, Osur Lismech Aleim. Not only that the day doesn't help, Osur Lismech Aleim. And the reason is why, because Nishtanu Atvoim, as Tosis already tells us, Nishtanu Atvoim, and we don't know exactly all the things of the Gemara. You know the amounts of the Gemara talking about. We don't know the way it was cooked. We don't. So many factors that we are missing, and we don't know that we could. And if a person comes and says, "Yes, I know what says in the Gemara," and I was not, and the other way around, it was bad for me. So what happens? He has a chison in the Emunas Chachamim. The Mele, you're not allowed to come and to rely on it. Azoi zog the Yam Shel Shloime. Zog the Gemara. Okay, now let's start to see the Gemara. Sorry?
The reason the Gemara brings it then?
The reason why the Gemara brings it? You know,
It was meant to be a limit.
Toda Rabban. Tchoil, the spleen, Yofel, l'shinaim, it's good for the teeth. When you're chewing it, v'koshin l'me'ayim, it's bad for the intestines. Krishin, leak. Koshin l'shinaim, it's bad for the, when you chew it, it's bad for the teeth. Or v'yofin l'me'ayim, it's good for the intestines. Kol yerek chai, anything what you eat raw, moirik, the person's face loses its color. V'chol cotton, anything what you eat that didn't get fully right, and it's also talking about animals, for example, that they are still small, they didn't yet get to the full size. Maktin, a person doesn't develop from it. V'chol nefesh, anyone that eats the chelik of the nefesh of the behemoth, the heart, meishi v'sa nefesh. V'chol kol nefesh, meishi v'sa nefesh. Kruv למוזין ותרדין לרפואה אוי לו לבאי שהלפס אויברס בתויכוי. עד כאן is דברי הברייסה, and now we're going to go word by word to explain this brayse. The המשך of the Amud, we're going to explain word by word this brayse. So let's see the המשך הגמורה. זוג די גמורה. אומר מר. תחויל, the spleen, יופל לשיניים. וקושה לבני מים. מה תקנת? The person, he loves to eat תחויל. What should he do? Says the Gemara, Nila, so he should chew it, or Benishdei, and he should spit it out, and therefore it doesn't count as intestines. Krishin, on the other hand, that it's good for the intestines, but it's bad for chewing. What should he do? What you do, you won't say the leak. So, Nochonam is like the Gemara, Yofin Lebinimai, Maita Kante, Lishlekinu, you should cook it till it gets very soft, and then he can come and swallow it without chewing it. Venivlainu. Kol Yerek Chai, Moirik, any Yerek Chai, Nochoname, if you eat raw vegetables, so your person loses the his color face, right? Noitel toyar aponim, says Rashi. Noitel toyar aponim, that's what Rashi says. And this is interesting. The Ben Yoyodo says, what's the nafkamina? The rest of the things I could understand is a nafkamina that a person refuah, right? The person has to be healthy or whatever it is for their times, as we said. But to look good, toyar aponim, that's what I care. Says that is a person has to know it for a limud chus. Feces a Talmid Chacham. Talmid Chacham, we know, is Chochmas Odom Toyer Ponov. And you see that the Talmid Chacham, nicht genau was Ponim. He doesn't have a Toyer Ponov. His face looks no Toyer Ponim. So you should have to be Melamed Chuz that eats Yerek Chai. He eats raw vegetables, and therefore he has no Toyer Ponim, and not because in Nishkin Talmid Chacham. Says okay. So this is only the Sauda Rishono Shalach HaKoze, only when he comes and he gives blood, and then he's eating the raw vegetable, then in Nochonami he loses the Toyer Ponim. Why? Because the smell that comes out of his mouth, of his breath, is going to come and cause the other person also to want to eat it. And then in Nochoname, it's not like bad smell like what we say about garlic. It's in Nochoname because the person is going to want in Nochoname to eat it. Says him, "My time, mishum reicha because the smell." Anymore, v'omar Rabbi Yitzchak. Also, le'odom sheyochal yerek chai koydem arba shoes. Says the Gemara, "Amaise, Ameimar, Umazutre, v'Ravashi." These three Amoiroi. Havayasve, they were sitting in front of the table to eat. Aisul kamayu, they brought in front of them yerek chai koydem arba shoes. So it was before 4 hours in the day. Ameimar v'Ravashi, they were eating. But Umazutre lo yochal, he didn't eat. Omulei, my daitich. What's the reason you're not eating? The Omar Rabitza Koloich Elierek Koidem Arba Shoes also the Sapper Emenu Mishum Reiche Vanan de Koachlin and Vekom Mishta is bad. What's your reason that you know yourself not eating? Because they telling Marzutra. What's the reason you yourself not eating? Because And Rabbi Yitzchak said that anyone that eats Yerek Chai before 4 hours, you're not allowed to come to speak to him. That's not the reason. V'orai, you're talking to us. That's not the reason. Elamai tells me Nochaname. The reason is Amalu Ano Keidoch the Rabbi Yitzchak. I'm holding like a different opinion of Rabbi Yitzchak, a different meaning of Rabbi Yitzchak. The Rabbi Yitzchak. Osur le'odom sheyochal Yerek Chai koidem 4 shoes. Why? Because it damaged for themselves. That means that's all. There's 2 different reasons. There's a reason a person shouldn't eat raw vegetables before 4 hours because it's causing other people the reiche, it's causing bad for other people. But then there's a different reason. The person himself who's eating it is not good for him. So he says that reiche, what's causing for other people, das alt ich nicht. And maybe I could come and speak to you even if you had Yerek Chai. I hold like a different opinion of Rabbi Yitzchak who says that the Yerek Chai itself is bad for the person himself who's eating it, and therefore I don't want to eat it before 4 shoes. Says the Gemara. We learned in the Braise beforehand that cotton in Ochoname is makti. Says the Gemara. Kol cotton makti. Omar Avchizde afilu gadye barzuza. Even though you have over there a gdi, a young goat, a kid, that is Welt verkauft, that you come and sell it for a zuz. That means it's a very fat one, very good one. You still shouldn't eat it because it didn't develop enough to come and eat it. When is that? The lesbe rive. It didn't grow a quarter of his measurement. Avol isbe rive. But if Yinochaname is already came to a quarter of his life, of his size, less lumber. Kol nefesh, meishiv nefesh. What's called nefesh, meishiv nefesh? Omar pope afilu gilden de beigile. That means anything that has life. What means life is boyer nefoshes, as we said. What's the boyer nefoshes? Is life. What's life? Meat, fish, chicken, eggs. It come from life. And they, Nochoname, that's even though Gilden the Begila, says Rashi, is the Agam in the lake. They have the weeds over there, and in between them they have very, very small fish. So we might come and saying that this is no good. Say no, this Gilden Begila is also a nefesh. Why? Because we might come and think it didn't grow. We say no, that is the size, that's the full size of this type of fish. Kol hakorov lenefesh, meiziv asher nefesh. What's up shot? Says the Gemara, Rav Bar Yaakov, unke. Unke is the tzavos. We know anokim. Why they call anokim? Says Rashi. One of the reasons is because when they standing, it looks like the chamo is an anok. Anok is always like a necklace. A necklace is an anok. So unke is a neck. Anok is a necklace. Unke, anokim. Unke is a neck. So Nochonami says it's given me from the neck. Why? Because there comes out the nefesh. Right? There comes out the nefesh. When they come and they shech the behemoth, they come and they shech from the neck. Says the Gemara, Omar avar unke. Omar li Rove l'shami. Rove told the servant, Ki maises le yumtza de bisre. When you go to buy for me a piece of meat, Torach, make sure, and mi matriach ve'ais le meichet de mikrav le mei boruch. The place that's near to the base hashchita. That means the base hashchita, what they made the net of Brachot when they came in the shech. Make sure to get me near the boruch. Kruv la mozoin v'tardin l'refuah. Kruv is good for, and we learned at the end of the Braise, Kruv is good for satisfying, and tardin, as we said, this is beetroot or spinach, is good for refuah. Says the Gemara, Kruv la mozoin in l'refuah lois. It's mashma that the cabbage is only good for satisfying, but it's not good for refuah. Ve'otanya, we learned in the Braise, Shisha devarim merapi nesachoy lemechol yoy. 6 things are good for refuah, so refuah, and it's called the refuah. What are they? Ve'eloin. Kruv. So what do we see? The first thing is kruv. So kruv is also a refuah. And then we say tardin, umeisisin. Meisisin in Ochoname, some say meisisin is, they take over their mint, and they put it inside water, and that water is called meisisin. Dvash, vekeva, the stomach, veheres, heres is miloshin heroyoim, is the rechem, the womb. And the yoiseres hakovid, as we know, this is what's called the sarefet, or the part that's on the liver, the part that's on the liver, the fat on the liver. These 6 things are Yinochaname, the refuah. Now, if we count over here, we have 7. That's why Samo Goyres may sisin yovesh, not the vash, may sisin yovesh, and altogether we have over here 6. So what do we see over here? That refuah is also kruv, and what we are medayek, that kruv is only mozoin and not refuah. Elohim kruv Avle mozoin. Also mozoin. And also refuah. Oiloi lebai shalefes oiveres betoichoi. It's bad for a bais. A bais means the stomach, that the turnip goes through it. Says the Gemara, turnip is that bad, ain't it? When you see lefes, when you see turnip in the market, don't ask me what I'm coming to dip my bread today. It's definitely going to be with lefes. So you see that water, the turnip is not bad. Omar Abaye, mibli basal. When it's bad, when it's out meat. But when you cook it with meat, or you eat it with meat, so then it's going to be okay. Without wine, but if you drink it with wine, it's also going to be okay. Itmar Rav Omar mibli baso. Shmuel Omar mibli eitzim. That means if you overcook it, that means that then you break it. You're breaking the charifus, the sharpness, or the hotness of the lefes, and that's no problem. It doesn't harm. Only when it's going to harm when you drink it without wine. Omar le Rav Rav Pope. Rav Pope was a sudne. What's a sudne? So Rashi says over here, sudne in Ochoname, he would come and have beer. Baal Sheichol Temorim. He would come and do beer. As I said over here, Rashi, and he brings the rise in the Gemara that in Ochoname Rav Pope was a beer maker. Rashi Menochas brings the sudne is another lashon, and the Meforshim mean the sudne is a lashon. Soid Hashem liYerayov. It was a Talmid Chacham. Meloshin Soid Hashem liYerayov. It was called the sudne. So he kind of tells them, Robert tells them, Anan, we have wine, so we break how are we going to break the sharpness of the turnip? With wine. Anan tavrine lebe bisre. V'chamre, with wine and meat. Oberatun, you have only beer. Deloine vishlechu tavrelo. Bechamre, b'may tavirtu. What are you going to come and break it with? Omale betzive. I overcook it with, I put into the fire more wood. Ki hode bisu de Rapope, the same like the wife of Rapope. Bossa de mevashle lo. After she would come and cook the turnip normal, she would come and add over there tavolo. She would come and break the sharpness of the turnip. Betamnon ufe parsaise, with another 80 pieces of wood. Tonu rabonon dag cotton moliach, a small fish, salty fish. Pe'omim, it could come and harm a person when Shumeimis Beshiva, after 7 days from when they salted it. And sometimes Beshiva also. Sometimes Be'esrim Beshiva, 27 days after they salted it. Some say Be'esrim Ushloisha. That's only when we said when Be'mitve Veloy mitve. That means it's roasted and not roasted. That means it's like half cooked, semi cooked. But avol mitve shapir. But if it's well roasted, so then less than both, then it's not going to come and going to kill anyone. Also, when it's not really cooked or really roasted, it's also elo de loy shote basrei, when he doesn't drink after it. Shichre, that means beer. Avol, what is shoso basrei shichre? If he drinks later on beer, less than both, so then in Ochonam it's not going to come and not going to harm anyone. From the Melicha, from the day that we came and they salted it.
And then he ate it.
And then he ate it.
He
ate it 7 days after the Melicha. Says the Gemara, we learned in the Mishnah. Ve'ashoy say, Maim litzmoi. So he makes a bracha beforehand. She'akon yom idvoroi. Frag the Gemara what we learned in the Mishnah. Dafka litzmoi, right? Litzmoi, when he's thirsty. What if he doesn't drink thirsty? He doesn't make a bracha. When is that? When is it? When he doesn't drink when he's thirsty. La'afuke mai. When is it? Omar Rav Idi Baravin. When is that? La'afuke dechankte umtze. What means dechankte umtze? When he got stuck over there, a piece of meat in his... He's choking. He had a piece of meat. Nochoname got stuck for him in his throat. So Nochoname wants to wash it down with water, the base of Blia. So then in Nochoname, he does not have to make a bracha. Huh? No, he didn't think about drinking water. Right? He's eating meat. And then he got stuck over there, a piece of meat. So then he wants to drink water. He didn't have water beforehand. He didn't think about drinking water beforehand. So now he comes and he's drinking water. So the choyre has to make a she'akoy. You don't need to make a bracha. You don't need to make a bracha. So Nochoname chankti.
You said you don't need to make a bracha.
mustn't he?
Yeah, you don't make a bracha. What's Pikuach Nefesh? No one's talking about that. You still can make a bracha, it's not kosher. No, you don't need a bracha, not because Pikuach Nefesh. There's nothing to do with Pikuach Nefesh, because it's not, you're not drinking Litzmoy. That's enough kamina. The Gemara spoke about over here Litzmoy. What is not called Litzmoy? So he's saying what's not Litzmoy, Nochoname. So any Nochoname from the Gemara is mashma over here. That Dafke if he doesn't want to have anoy from the water, right? So Tosis Nochoname says Dafke when mein shein lo anoy ki im lishto ismail Litzmoy. Anoy the chank the yun saying the next anoy. אבל שאר משקים, says Toises, שלא אוי לו מהגוף נהנה מהם בכל עניין מבורר ואפילו חנק טיעון. That means if he's going to come and drink over there Coke or whatever it is, I don't know whatever person has annoy from, so then he's going to have to make a brocha. That's what the Toises says. כי נאמרים ליל, ואף אגב דלרפואה עושה, בואי ברוחה. אברהם רום פירש, דווקא לפונוב לא ברוחה, אבל לאחוב חייב. after that he's going to have to make a brocha. Masechet Pirish, the loy, the oil vein on nena, feel like loy boy brocha. Now he brings over here, Tosis brings a few shitas when he's gonna have to come and do a brocha, and in Ochonam is mashma dafke. If he doesn't have a kavanah b'chanat to drink it, then in Ochonam he doesn't make a brocha. Lemaise, as Tosis says, as I passed in Ochonam Shulchan Aruch and Siman Reish Daled, that he doesn't make a brocha b'chlal. Yeah. Yeah. Says yeah. The Bir Alocha brings over here the Goin. The Goin says even if he had a kavanah to drink it, but the Maaseh didn't have a noy because he was not litzmoi, so he's also not going to make a bracha. They bring the Bir Alocha la Alocha. No, bracha shakol. No, a person comes drinking and he doesn't have a noy for drinking. He's just drinking. For example, the Achronim have a big The Achronim have a big shaila. The Antiga Achronim about a person who is drinking before fast, right? So you're drinking lots of water. Now, the reason you're drinking not because you're thirsty, you don't want to hydrate the next day, right? So let's say Tisha B'Av, Erev Kippur, or Stama fast. You drink lots of water. Now, the reason he's drinking the water is not for actually drinking it because he's thirsty, or the Hanoi Litzma'oi. It's the reason is because he doesn't want to dehydrate the next day. So what's the thing? He has to make a bracha. He doesn't have to make a bracha. It's a machloikes. Chaim Kevsky sagt, that we darf nicht. Rav Wosner said you have to. Yes, make a bracha. Rav Leib said you don't have to make a bracha. And noch einmal, mamish daintige Achronim, there's shitas lekan. Again, we just bring in the Koira Dvorim, vu ret menos, la'aloche, I'm not pasking, everyone should ask his rabbi what to do. So, over the Koira Dvorim liegt over here in this sugis. And the same thing in Nochaname about, okay, medicine Nochaname daf nish, but Nochaname if a cold, hot day, the person wants to drink cold water. He's not drinking it litzmoi. So he has a noe mitzad cold water, lehoker. But mitzad sheni, it's not litzmoi. Now, lefi the goin what the Bir Alocha brings, if it's not litzmoi, even though you have a noe from different noe, you're still not going to make a bracha, she'akol. So if it's in a hot day, a person drinks cold water, what's going to be the din? Also, da chonim nochoname, the eindige poskim have a machloikis about it, what bracha you make on it. Yeah.
So see those two things, whatever you drink.
No, that's what the Zalni, yeah.
Only it's small.
Yeah, let's smoy. That's in the Cholam is going to be let's smoy. Yeah. Says the Gemara. Rab Tarfoin Oimer. Boirei nefoshes Rabbi Zachasroinon. As we said in Ochoname, he makes it beforehand. Yeah, that's what Tosia says. Pirush lefonov. We saw already yesterday that in Ochoname that means beforehand. Legabe brocha achroina. What Rab Tarfoin is going to say. So let's understand second Rab Tarfoin. Rab Tarfoin says what you make it before drinking water. Boirei nefoshes Rabbi Zachasroinon before drinking the water. What are you going to say after? If before you're saying boirei nefoshes rabbis, so what are you going to say after? Also boirei nefoshes rabbis. Ochoname. Nochoname, so the Rashba says, you're going to make boil nefoshes rabbis before drinking, and also boil nefoshes rabbis after drinking. Nochoname, but in Nochoname the Tesorosh, in Nochoname there's other Rishonim was out. No, that lefi Rab Tarfoin definitely you don't come and do the same bracha before and then after it, and there's no noch bracha after the water. There's not going to be a noch bracha after water. It's a boil nefoshes, and that's it. It doesn't going to make a bracha. Says the Gemara. Omar le Rove bar Rav Chonon le'Abaye. Ve'amre lo, some say, Inochaname, Rav Yosef, that he told it to Rav Yosef, that the halacha is, Inochaname, that what's the halacha? Rav Tarfon, you say Borei Nefoshes before you drink the water, or like Tanakam, you make a she'akoil, niyo b'dvoroi. So he comes and he tells them, Inochaname, Chpoik chazi, mai amedovo, go out and see the people of Noeg, and Inochaname, what the minig is, that כבר נוהגו, as Rashi says, איך נוהגים, כבר נוהגו לבוא בתחילו שהכל, ולאסויף בויר לפושס רבו, צריך לסויל על כל מה שבורו, ממילא, that's the meaning, and that's the halacha, to come to make בויר לפושס. אדרון הלוך, כיצד מבורכים. זוק the Mishnah. This perek, the 7th perek of, בעזרת השם יזבורך, the 7th perek of Masechet Brachot, is talking about all about Birkas HaMazon. Birkas HaMazon is be'etzem 4 brachos. First 3 brachos is definitely the Iraise, Birkas HaZon, Birkas HaOretz, and Yerushalayim. And the 4th bracha of Inochaname, what we call a Toiv HaMeitiv, is a machloikes in the Gemara if it's the Rabbanon or the Iraise. The Maise we pass that it's the Rabbanon, and as you can see in Afkeminis later on. Le Maise, there's also a mitzvah of Zimun. Mitzvah of Zimun is the reason is because Beroiv Om Hadras Melech. That's the Mekoir Advorim, Beroiv Om Hadras Melech. The emes Zimun is, in the time of Chazal, one person would come and be Mezamen, and everyone would listen, word by word, listen, and not mention at all. Not what we call Zimun. Would come and say, yeah, exactly, that's what I mean. Listen word by word, and be yoitze with the Mevorech. Be yoitze with the Mezamen. That's called the Mezamen. He is moitzi everyone. Because Beroiv Madras Melech, lefi rov poiskim, Beroiv Madras Melech is only when you're moitzi someone. I heard once, actually, I don't know, but there is a minig somewhere that they do Sfiras Oimer b'minyan. You heard about it once? Sfiras Oimer. So I go say Indian. I asked someone, what's the Indian? And over here they do a minyan from Pesach to Shavuos. They do a minyan Friday night. You might feel to do a minyan. What's the Indian? They told me, Beroiv Madras Melech. The Beroiv Madras Melech, be'etzem, we have to know. The Beroiv Madras Melech is only, maybe why I told them. So why when they go to the bathroom, should come and wait till another 10 people go. Beroiv Madras Melech to say his name. Oh, you know what? Let's not be so far. Every morning you come to shul, you're putting on you're putting on the talis, yeah, and the tefillin. Wait. Anyway, people are coming. Wait until 10 people and say, make the bracha together. Nicht eine Sache, was nicht? Because Beroiv Madras Melech is only when you're moitzi. Kiddush. You do Beroiv Madras Melech, you're moitzi everyone else at the table. Then it's Beroiv Madras Melech. That's most poskim paskim. That's the idea of Beroiv Madras. I don't know, by me it was, I tell it to people, it's a bit of a chiddush. People don't understand that way, Beroiv Madras Melech. But that's Beroiv Madras Melech. When you're moitzi someone else, that is Beroiv Madras Melech. That's Beroiv Madras Melech. You're coming and saying it instead of them. That's Beroiv Madras Melech. So, Lemaise, when we're coming and saying over here, Birkas HaZimun is talking about one is Mezamen and everyone is Yoitze. Today is the Mishnah Berurah, what he brings down, the poskim being down, that he don't do it. Why? Because it's very hard to come to Mechaven every word from the Mezamen. But that yes, and some people are not so makpid on it, that the first bracha you have to say, the Mezamen should say loud, and the Shom'im, that means the people who benching should say it quietly, that they could listen to every word of the Mezamen. And that's the Mishnah Berurah brings it down halacha. The first bracha, Inochaname should say loud till Hazon Esakoil, he should say loud the Mezamen, and everyone should listen to every word of the Zimun.
Not the first 3? Because it's
well, the first one.
Yeah, but it should be the first 3 because that's.
No, we anyway know Yoitze today. When he was Yoitze today, we know Yoitze. We know Chaname that lefochas them. Zog di Gemore weiter. Not weiter. Let's start the Mishnah. Shloisho sheochlu. 3 people are eating bread. They're eating bread together. Talking about eating bread. So keachas. Keachas doesn't mean in 1 second. It means together. What means keachas? Keachas, we might come and think what means keachas. That it's the same minute. What's keachas? So we can see later on in the sugi what's called the kvius. In Yerushalmi we have two tzedodi. What's called the kvius? The kvius is in Nechoname when they began to eat. We started to eat together. That's koiveya the chiyuv of zimun. Or no, when they coming to bench, together, even though they didn't start to eat together, but they coming out to bench together. That's going to be chal the chiyuv of zimun. What's the keachas? Keachas. What's the keachas over here? So you can see also later on in Rashoy Nechalik when the shloisha shochlu keechot in Rashoy Nechalik. So what means keechot? That's a mishnah later on. It's more down over here. Nochoname that keechot. So the chiyuv, when it's chal the chiyuv zimun, when they started to eat together, but if they didn't start to eat together, they could everyone could come and bench by himself, or nochoname when they finish together. So nochoname, if they sat down to eat together, nochoname, they're going to be chal choy vazimun, and they cannot come as we see later on. Ein rashoy lechalek. We can see it later on. This brings it down. Ein rashoy lechalek. That's on nochoname if they sat down together, and as though he paskin the Shulchan Aruch. That's what we paskin le'aloche. That in Kuf Tzadik Gimel, that when is Ein Rashoy Lechalek, only when they sat down to eat together. So if a person comes late and he has intention not to come to Mitzvah, so he doesn't have to wait for them. He doesn't have to wait for them, and then he can come and bench by himself. The Sharatzion, the Mishtabure, and the Sharatzion, it brings down that if a person came and finished together, it's also going to be Yisrael Zimun. But if a person started later than everyone else and finishes earlier than anyone else, so then he's not going to be chayav b'zimun. Says the Gemara, the Mishnah. Ochal d'mai. If the person in Ochaname, so shloisha she'ochlu ka'achas, they chayovin le-zamed. They're going to come and have to do a zimun. In Ochaname, the chiyuv is zimun, is a big shaila in the Rishonim. Is it min ha'torah or not min ha'torah? So Rashi says over here, what's the zimun? Leizdamen yachad, letzir of brocha beloshel rabbi, kegoin, never. That's the chiyuv. In the Rishonim, we have a machloikes in Ochonam if it's midiraisa or midirabonon. Pastors, we understand that the chiyuv is midirabonon. Ochal d'mai. What if the person ate d'mai? In Ochonam, one of them ate d'mai. And the Mai is do Mai. There's a Gemara in the end of Soita that Rabbi Yochanan Sholach b'chol gvul Yisrael. And he noticed that Truma Gedoyla, they all come and give Truma Gedoyla, even the Amiratzim. But Rov Amiratzim give also Maisras. But there's a mute Amiratzim that they don't give Maisras. In Mele, he came and he said, anyone who buys from the Amoretz produce has to come and give Maisra again. Why? Because maybe Nochaname, he came and he bought from Amoretz that he gave the Maisra. So that's the Mai. The Takone to come and to give the Mai, it's a Takone. It's a Takone, Rabbi Yochanan Bezakai. So it's only a Rabbanon. If it's only a Rabbanon, it's only a Takone. Mimele, it's not. Or the Reise, Mimele is a Chiyuv. Nochaname to come to Mizam. U'Maisa Rishon shenit lo trumosoi. Maisa Sheni ve'egdes sheniflu. That means as when we're talking about Maisras, so we have to know the Seder HaDvorim. Seder HaDvorim, a person has, let's say, 100 kilo of oranges. 100 kilo of oranges. So first of all, he has to give out of this. Let's say he's Zayin Beinonis Echol Michamishim. He gives 2 kilo to the Kohen. Then he's left with 98. 98. From this, he gives 10%. 9.8 he gives to the Levi. That's called Meiser Rishon. The Meiser Rishon, what the Levi got, the Levi himself has to give now from it Trumas Meiser to the Kohen. So that is Meiser Rishon Shenit Lo Trumosi. What the Levi got the Meiser Rishon, he came and he gave out from it the Trumet to the Kohen. So that's perfect. Then, let's go back to the Yisrael. Yisrael is still not finished. He has to come, and depends. In the first, the cycle of Shemitah, so the first, second, fourth, and fifth year of the cycle of Shemitah, he has to give Meiser Sheni. And the third and the sixth year of the cycle of Shemitah, he has to give Meiser Oni. Meiser Sheni, he takes 10% from all the produce what's left, and he comes and he takes it to Yerushalayim, and he can eat it only in Yerushalayim. And if he has lots and lots and lots, he can come and be poited. He redeems it on money, with Tzarto HaKesef, and the money goes and he buys Dafka food in Yerushalayim. Hegdesh is also the same thing. A person is Magdish food, so when he comes and he redeems it, it's very similar to Meiser Sheni, he has to add another Chomish. He redeems it from the Gizbo, and then he pays the keren, the value, what it is, and then chutz from that he adds also a choimish milebar. He's adding over there the choimish. So that's very shenidu. Ve'ashamosh, the waitress, shocha kezais. The Achonim say that the day of waitress is definitely not going to be mitzaref because they have no regulars to come and to eat together with us. They have a separate table. They're eating later on, or before they start the job they eat, or after they finish the job they're going to come and sit down and they eat themselves. But in the middle of the job, they don't eat. Right? I hope they don't pick from the thing. But today waitresses are different. That's why he's talking the Achonim. Achonim, the einzige Posuk say that today waitresses are going to be different than the times of Chazal. The times of Chazal, there was regulars that he picks over here, he picks over there, he would come and take a little bit of food. So Ve'ashamosh, shochal kezais.
Sorry if I can interrupt. Would that have meant in those times that the waiter would have had to have had a dust to be able to be mistaref with tables 1, 2, 3, and 4, whatever it is? Otherwise, it would be impossible for him to do that.
So that we're going to see later on. If he's coming to Shamosh in Nechoname, he's serving 2 different tables. If he's Metzai of the 2 tables, he himself is Metzai. But let's talk about over here 1 table. We're talking, the guy basically had the same thing, but we can see it's a Mishnah over here. The brings it down over here. So in Nechoname, we're going to see in a few days. But we're going to see later on in Nechoname that the Shamosh of let's talk about the Shamosh is 1 table. Then we're going to see Nechoname Legabi Tziruf. So ve'ashamosh she'ocha kezais ve'akusi. Kusi over here is talking about the Ashur came Sancherev Shalmenser. They driven out all the Yidden out from the Shoymoim to Chalach to Chavoir Ne'ardoizon and in Goizon, and instead of it they bought Goyim from Kusa to come and to settle the Shoymoim. These people, the beginning, they were going, but then they came and we are going to feed them mandoma that they are geirei emes. That's our mandoma now. We're saying that they are geirei emes, and because they are geirei emes, that's why they're mitzaref. But we have to know that today they're not mitzaref. Why? Because they found out after that, as the Gemara says in Chulin Dafov, the mus yoino. So when they would come and worship David Zara, they worship David Zara. Made it afterwards they made a takona that these kusim or Nechoname are not going to be mitzaref to Klal Yisrael, and they're not mitzaref also over here to benching. So this is talking about before the takona. So kusi mezamnin olav. So all of them in Nechoname we could come and be mezamen olav. Says Rashi, shloisha sheochlu lezamen leizdamen yachad letziruf broche. Why? What's the broche? Beloshon rabim kegoin nevorich. That means when you come and say nevorich, you mitzaref the mezamen with all the people who eat together, and the ikar zimun is, as we said, that you make a broche beroiv am in Ochonam. That's the way Rashi explains it. Yeah, says the Rashi. Shenid lo trumosoi kosar kedai lo trumas meiser she'ala levi leafi meiser sheni shenido leatiro beachil lechutz Yerushalayim velo ipidyon yal Yerushalayim veyochel. והשמש, שמשמשו בסעודה ואוכל עמוין כזייס, כדי להצטרף עמוין לזימון, וכל עני צריך להשמינן, אף אגד דומו לאיסור. Why? And then, נכונה מחוץ לדמאי, is not really Isur in all of them. Even Dmai is only Isur the Rabbonon. And that's why he comes and says over here, that it's dome לאיסור, says Rashi. It's not mamish לאיסור. אין כאן ברוכה בעבירה, כנפרש ואוזיל בגמורה. נכונה, if there is over here ברוכה בעבירה, if there is a ברוכה בעבירה, נכונה is going to come and say that what? That it's not going to be yoitze, as we're going to see now. We're going to see now in Nechonam it's not going to be yoitze. What we're talking about over here in Nechonam is it was no aveira. Says the Gemara Vait. What about if the person came and ochal tevel? So tevel, it's Isa. Now, what's going to be the din? And even tevel the Rabbanon. Ochal tevel. What's going to be the din? He's eating Isa. So when he's eating Isu, he's not going to be mitzvah. Let's see weiter the Mishnah. U'maiser rishon shaloi nivdu trumos. It was not taking the trumah. U'maiser sheni veges shaloi nivdu. It was not nivda. All of these things, the Isu midoiraisa that the egdesh shaloi nivdu chutz Yerushalayim. So the din is going to be that it's not mitzvah. You're not going to be mitzvah. Also, ve'ashamash ocha poro b'gedayis v'anochi ein mezamnin olav. You're not going to come and be mezamen with them. They are not mitzvah b'chlal together. Why they are not mitzvah? So the Rambam in Ilchos Brochos, Perek Aleph Alocha Yutes says the Rambam, the reason they are not mitzvah is because that someone is eating a dvar isur, eis tishkin achile. It's not called achile. If it's not called achile, you're not allowed to come and make another broche. the other meforshim, and the Taz in Ochonami. The Rambam. The Rambam says you don't make a brocha on the achila. The Taz comes and explains the Rambam in two different ways. Or in Ochonami you don't make a brocha because it's not called the achila, or because the beirach ne'et Hashem. That means when a person comes and he makes a brocha on something that's an iser to eat, you're noyetz, you're menayetz. That means it's like a mitzvah b'aveira, right? You're eating a brocha on something that you are not supposed to eat. What's the nafkamina? So the meforshim being the nafkamina between the two pshotim of the Taz is going to be, if someone is eating iser, but he's allowed to eat the iser. He's not well. He's allowed to eat because of his doiche. Does it make a bracha or not? If the Shita and Rambam that Nochoname it's not called achile, it doesn't make a bracha. But in Nochoname, if the Shita it's borich neetz, and over here he's not doing a neetz because over here he's allowed to come and eat it, it's going to be. Other Rishonim understand because there's no kviyas seuda on dvar iso, and that's why dafka's bracha you should make. But in Nochoname, kviyas seuda is no. And in Nochoname, the achroinim of Shlomo Zalman Auerbach and they asked him this question: what if in Nochoname Yom Kippur a person has to eat Yom Kippur? Okay, now there's three people together decided to make a sudas Yom Kippur. No, they're gonna have to do a zimun or not.
But that's not an issa.
Huh?
If they
It's
need
not
to,
an
if
issa.
they need
Exactly,
to,
that's the question.
Then it's a mitzvah for them to.
If it's a mitzvah to them to eat, should they make a zimun or not? So Shlomo Zalman says according to this Rashba, it's not a issa. A bracha they will have to make and say Ya'aleh ve'yovoi and alles. Ober they could also. But in Ochoname to be mizamen, they shouldn't be mizamen. Why? Because it's not kovua. It's achilas arai. Because in Ochoname, even though the achile, because it's be'etzem achile, lefi des Rashba, even though the achile is achile muteres, but in Ochoname it's achiles arai, lefi the Raya and lefi the Rashba. Mele, because it's achilas arai, that's why it's not achilas kvar, because the zman is a man. Iser, be'etzem it's not achilas arai. Okay. Says the Gemara, Mishnah weiter.
What's the issa the shamash eats less than a kazayit?
So the Isa. Over here we talk about Sam. It's not mitzvah. It's zim.
All the other
Yes,
things
leave it
are
enough.
So Isurim because we talking about them in the
Because it's less than
also
kazayit.
Nochi. What's the problem? It's Isa. Not Isa. Just not mitzvah. Talking about Tzirufim, and because we spoke about in the ratio of the Mishnah, so we now bringing the opposite of the seif of the Mishnah.
The person who's not a shamash eats less than the zayis is mitzvah.
They don't have to bench, does
Well,
it?
you see,
Don't
later on, what's the gather of a person can be mitzvah? You see later, even Yalke can be mitzvah, even the drinking, even if you're drinking, yeah. Says the Mishnah weiter. Ein noshim ve'avodim uktanim. Ein mezamnin alein, that they ate together with two men, they're not going to come and be mezamnin together with them. Ein mezamnin alein. Now, zog the Mishnah, ad kamo mezamnin. What's ad kamo mezamnin? What's the shiur of bread that is mechayev a person to come and to do zimun? That's what Rashi says. So look at Rashi. Says Rashi, kamo yoichal imoem ve'ischayev imoem bezimun. V'nafkemine. Lo yitziyu nechoi basan, idnu lo hakois levorach. Yeah, the nafkemine, inochonam if he can be mezaman. Now, what's the pshat of in Rashi? Why comes Rashi and says it? So, inochonam the Bnei Yeshua explains, because Rashi came and explains dafke nafkemine lo yitziyu nechoi basan, idnu lo lezamen. Why Rashi comes and says the nafkemine? So, pshat, Rashi never brings this nafkemines. Says the Bnei Yeshua because in Ochoname, Rashi said, we learned already the shiur of Hasham HaShochal Kezais. So you know when in Ochoname the shiur of Kezais. That's what Rashi says. Over there we talk about Legabe Tziruf of Dafka Shamish. But in Ochoname now we talk about the E himself, the person himself, how much he has to come and to eat. And this is Ochoname of Machloikes, Ad Kezais, Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Ad Ka Beitze. And that's the shiur of a person himself. Zog the Gemara. Mino Hani Mile. Where do we know this idea that only if they ate in Ochoname the Shloisho Re'ui Lebirkas Tziruf? I just read Rashi that in Ochoname the three, in Ochoname only three can come and do a zimu. Where do we learn it out that in Ochoname three thing? Says the Gemara. Omar Avasi de Omar Kro. We learned that from the Pasuk. Gadlu la Hashemiti uneroi memoshmo Yachtov. So the person saying Gadlu. So what's Gadelu? Loshen Rabim, plural. Miut Rabim, Shnayim. So if I'm telling Gadelu, that means I'm saying to another two, be Megadel. Altogether is three. And that's what the Mekor. Rabbi Omar Meoche. Ki sheim Hashem ekro, ovu goydel Eloikeinu. So again, what's goydel Eloikeinu? Right? Hovu. What's Hovu? Loshen Rabim. Hovu goydel. Loshen Rabim. If it's Loshen Rabim, so we learn that from Mohov Goideloke. Omar Chonom Barabe Minai Loine Omen. If someone adds the Omen on the bracha of his friend, Shelo Yagbia Koilo Yosem Mavarech. He shouldn't come and say it louder than the person that comes and makes the bracha. Sheneemar Gadu Lashem Iti. What's Iti? Iti together with me, not louder and not also. Awesome. You see later on, also not softer. If Gemara is going to be now about the metargem, if you come and say louder or softer, and if we medayek in the metargem, and the same thing of omen, so it's going to be also the same thing. Says the Gemara.
When you answer Kaddish, you have to do it louder, right? When you say Amen, you have to when you meant to say it louder. That's something else.
Chol koichoi.
Yeah, that's something. That's something.
Makes a bracha. It's on Amen on the bracha rather than.
Also a bracha, yeah. Also omen of a bracha, the choyre, yeah. Right.
What, you can say louder?
No, only omen of a bracha.
Yeah, but you say here you shouldn't say louder.
Of a bracha,
Of a bracha, yeah.
not of a kaddish.
Yeah.
Says the Gemara. Shenema Gadol Hashem iti Yorosh Yachto. Omar B'Shem Pazim Minai Sheina Metargem. Rasha Lagvia Koilo Yosef Nakore. The olden days, in the times of the Gemara, they would come and the Metargem would come and say a pasuk in the Torah, and the Metargem would come and say it in the Targum in Aramaic. So now, the voice of the Metargem shouldn't be louder than the Koire himself. Where do we know it? So says the Gemara, from the pasuk of Sheneemar Moshe Yedaber V'Elokim Ya'anenu Bekoil. Now what's the Bekoil? She'edamu Lo Ima Bekoil V'Elokim Ya'anenu. What's Bekoil? Bekoil means the same voice. Matamu Lo Ima Bekoil Bekoiloi Shel Moshe. Nochoname the same voice, not too high and not too low. Tanya na meoche. Eina metagem rasha le'agbia koilo yoiser min ha'koire. More than the koire, the person is reading. Ve'im efshar le'metagem le'agbia koilo. Nochoname, the koire is reading very, he has a high-pitched voice, and nochoname he can't. So, keneged da koire yemaech ha'koire koilo ve'ikro. So what? We're telling the koire, we read softer. We read quieter, and nochoname. If we are medame the metagim to the bracha of Omen, what's mashma ve'ez, Dr. Blozer Moshe, nochoname at the end of the Agoes, so nochoname and Omen is going to be the same thing. The Gabi Omen is going to be the same thing, that you're not going to come and do it louder. Says Rashi, Gadol Hashem iti yari shloisha v'chein ekro v'goydel ha'yochid oimer lishnayim. He's telling them Gadlu, he's telling them Hovu, Mimele, it's all together is 3. Says the Gemara weiter. Itma, we learned in the Braise. Shnayim she'ochlu kachas. Not 3, 2. Shnayim she'ochlu kachas. What's going to be the din? Flige Rav ve'Rav Yochanan. There's a machlokes Rav ve'Rav Yochanan. Chad Omar, one of them, and then we're going to try to figure out who says what. But let's first see what they say. Chad Omar, im rotzu lezamen, mezamnin, no problem to come and to do also a zimun on 2. Ve'chad Omar, im rotzu lezamen, ein mezamnin, inochaname, if you can come and be mezamen or not. Toises inochaname is mashma over here, and Toises inochaname in our suge, and Dibor Maschel im, is mashma that the whole suge over here is inochaname to come and want to be moiti his friend at Birkas Hamazon. To be moiti at Birkas Hamazon. One says a boche, and the other one is going to come and be moiti the Birkas Hamazon. But inochaname, Toises and Cholin Edaf Kuvav, and the Rashba, they understand inochaname. No, it's talking about the zimun. What we're saying zimun to come and say, as we said before, nevorich, yeah, nevorich shochan mishalach. That's the Gabi Nevorich, if you can come and do the bracha of Zimun or not coming to do the bracha of Zimun. Says the Gemara. Tzanan. Shloisho, we learned in our Mishnah. Let's be medayek from our Mishnah. Shloisho she'ochlu ke'achas hayav lezamen. So let's be medayek. Shloisho in, shnayim loy. So we see that word. Davke shloisho do the bracha, but 2 cannot come and do the bracha of Zimun. Says the Gemara, no, you can't be a from there. Why? Awesome. In our Mishnah, what's talking about over here? Choiva. When there's chal on them, obligation to come and be mezamen. Or behoche. This is machlokes amoyroim. If 2 could come and be mezamen, it's reshus. If they have a reshus to be mezamen, that's a machlokes. Rav and Rabbi only have a machlokes in reshus to be mezamen. Choiva? Definitely no one's talking about the choiva. Toshema, let's bring a different raya from a Braise. Shloisho she'ochlu ke'achas chayovin lezamen ve'ein rashoy lechalek. Toises girsa is shloisho she'ochlu ke'echot ein rashoy lechalek. That's the girsa over here of Toises. Now let's be medayek. Shloisho in Only if they are three together, then they cannot come and do. They're chayav to come to make a bracha. Aber shnaim loy, they shouldn't be mezamen now. And also, if two could come and be mezamen, so what's going to be the problem? So also, why ain't rashay lechalek? Why ain't rashay lechalek? When we have three people and one leaves, what is the chalek? He leaves the room. So he's mevatel over here the zimun. But if also two could come and do the zimun, what's the problem? He should leave. I still have two. The rest can come and do zimun. Says the Gemara, the same idea, the same teretz. Shiny awesome. You know why you come and tell him the third one not to leave? Because because when it was three over here, it was a choiva. Now when he leaves in Ochonam, it's going to be only a reshus. God la metzuva ve'oise yoyisam imi she'eino metzuva ve'oise. Says the Gemara, let's bring a different raya. Toshema Hashamash shoyo meshamesh al hashnayim. He's together serving only two. And harei ze oichel imoim afal pi shelo inoson lirashus. What's the chiddush? Because this looks like a little bit of gaive. Says Rashi, ein kan gaive. Why? The licheleu the maiselu de zimun. Because they are two, right? So he's saying, you know what? They allow him to come and eat because they want to be mischayev be zimun. 1 second. Ve'i shnayim, continue Rashi. Ve'i shnayim mezamne namay nicheleu belavdi dei nami bo mezamne. Also without them, you can come and be mezamne. So why do you need the nochanam over here too? Nochanam, why do you need over here too? Elomai, it's a raya from over here. That's what? That. It's a nochanam. And the Rosh comes and says from over here, raya. So he's talking the Rosh over here. Mitzvah lechazer achar shloisha. It's a mitzvah always to come. People try to come to be part of the zimun. Says the Rosh is a mitzvah because we see over here that he's not mechuyev, and we say that the people are going to be very happy. These two people to come and to join this shamish. Why? Because even b'derech you don't let the shamish to come and to eat from your plate. Over here, you're going to say, yeah, you're happy for him to come and to. Why? Says the Rosh, mitzvah lezamen, mitzvah lezamen. Says the Rosh. Okay, it's not so clear. Nochoname, but that's what he's talking over here. The Rosh says the Gemara. But oyo meshamish ala shloisho, arei ze eino yichil imoel, eino yikein oso lo yirashus. So what do we see over here? That even when it's two, he comes and eats. The reason is because we come and we say that in Ochoname, it's a good thing. Says the Gemara, shiny awesome denichelo lemikveh lo v'choiva. The same idea. Over there, they want them to come and to be mezamin. Why? Because to get all together now, when they're going to come and all together do the zimun, so it's going to be a choiva. They can do two zimun, but when they do two, it's not a choiva, it's only a reshus. It's only a reshus, and that's why they prefer to come and say the godol hametzuve ve'oises Dr. Rashi. Toshema, let's bring a raya from a different brayse. Noshim mezamnois le'atzmim. The women come and do mezamnois le'atzmim. And in Ochoname, when women in Ochoname they come and they mezamin to themselves, so Toysa says that the minig is that they are not mezamin. As I looked Toysa over here and Dimo Amaschil. Shiny awesome the Ikadeos says that today the minig is that Noshim are not mezamen le'atzman. As why? Because it's not a choiva for them. You know, and it's mashma also they're not going to be mitzvah the men to zimun. As is mashma over here from Toises the Manas shiny awesome, and this is a big noise in Ochaname.
Why is it a choiva for women? I mean, it isn't a mitzvah to say has my grandma.
So the Rabbeinu Yoine comes and says that even be'atzmon they're not mechuyev. Even be'atzmon they're not going to be mechuyev. Lemaise, the Shulchan Aruch when they come to the Paskins, Kuf Tzadik Tes, the Shulchan Aruch Paskins that they are chayav zimun through the men. That means if women coming and eating the suda together, regular suda, a lot of times they're already in the kitchen and the end of the suda when it comes to benching, they have to call them back. They should listen to the zimun. They don't have to answer to the zimun, but they have to listen to the zimun because they want mischayev the zimun. They are part of the zimun. They mischayev the zimun. As they pass in the Shulchan Aruch, Kuf Tzadik Tes. They don't have to answer the zimun.
So why can't they bench for themselves amongst themselves? Just women.
That's what Toises. Look at Toises. Nochoname.
Says you can.
Mevinois. Nochoname. They don't understand. Or they don't. Nochoname lasi enoshim. So it's a big machlokes. The minhag, that's what Toysa says. The minhag is that they don't do a zimun. That's what Toysa says. The minhag is that they don't do a zimun. Yeah. Yeah, okay. The reason is because some say because Ein Davar Shebekdusha Pochos Masoro. Zimun is better. It comes. That's the source. The source is Ein Davar Shebekdusha Pochos Masoro. And by Ein Davar Shebekdusha Pochos Masoro, we know it's only a minyan and shaykh only by men. And Mimele, therefore, it's not going to be shaykh Zimun by women. There's lots of different shittas and Achonim. What's the reason? But that's what Tosha says. The minig is that he shouldn't come and do. Okay, let's just finish this over here. So Yochanan Noshim Mezamnois Leatzmon. Yeah, and the same thing also. If 3 avodim, ve'avodim mezamni leatzmon 3 avodim. Noshim ve'avodim uktanim. Im rotzu lezamen ein mezamnin. They're not going to be mezamen. Ve'omeyo noshek etrei gavre damyan. 100 men are like 2. 100 women are like 2 men. And ve'ktanim noshim mezamnin leatzmon. So also 2 men are going to be mezamen to themselves. Nechoyer zerai that shnaim or mezamen. Says the Gemara, shiny awesome the ikedeos. Lemay say nochoname gabi edus shnaim kemeyo in nochoname. But lemay says the ikedeos, and that's why what deos means they actually separate. And when you come and say what's the mekor, as we said before, gadlu la Hashem iti. The birkas as limun in nochoname is oidoe. So nochoname, if we have 3 bnei deye, nochoname is going to help. Let's take the save of the price and noshim avodim the day together. Why not? And for the most shiny awesome. The reason is because Mishum Pritzuse, the Pritzuse, what the Pritzuse in Ochoname, they don't come Noshim together with Avodim, because in Ochoname, it's a Pritzus to come and do it in Ochoname itself. And because in Ochoname, there is in Ochoname a big shaila, because Rashi in Ochoname and Erchin says why men and women are not going to be Mizamen together, because the Bris and Toire oben sie nicht. Masha'inken, the men have a bris Torah. Men and avodim don't do the together. Why? Because they say in Chaltonu, and avodim didn't come in. They don't know Yoirish Doretz. They don't know Manchil Doretz. Ober in Ochename, the over here. Why you say Mishum Pritzusa? Say in Ochename that what the avodim they don't have the bris v'Torah. The women don't have the nachlo. They cannot come and be moitzi each other. Why Mishum Pritzusa? Also, the Noshim don't have the Nachlo. Mele mitzad them, in Ochoname, they can come and say that also Noshim should be, and that's why you have to come and say, hey, Mishum Pritzus, fine.